Hey you guys, it's Amanda. I am about to record a tutorial on how I put together a slideshow for my clients using iMovie on my Mac. And I remembered that Rebecca of Marikai Photography and Camera Mama had asked me a while back. I'm so sorry. I'm just so overwhelmed and busy lately. But she had asked me a while back to do a little tutorial on how I screen record my computer and how I do like a watch me edit or how I would do that. Now, it is important for you to know that I am on a MacBook. It is an old MacBook. I think it's maybe 4 years old at this point. So in Apple terms, I think that's like ancient. So I have like a grandpa computer here. So so this is on a Mac. If you are on a Windows PC or a different type of computer, if there is one, I don't know how you would do this. So you can kind of turn this off now if you don't have a Mac, because this probably won't help you. But actually stay tuned for just a second, because I do use Quicktime, so it's possible that you may have Quicktime. I do know that there are a lot of paid programs that you can use if you're on a PC. One of them is called Camtasia. I believe that is what a lot of people use. But I just like to use what's free, and because I'm cheap like that. And so I use my MacBook and I use QuickTime Player. So before I make my slideshow video, I'm just going to show you, I'm actually recording this from my, and you can kind of see, hi, you can kind of see my reflection down there. I'm recording this on my iPhone so that you can see all of my, my movements here. Okay, so I am on my Mac. I've got QuickTime here. I put it in the dock, which is this row down here. If you have a Mac, you probably have QuickTime Player and it may not show up in your dock. I had to put it there. If you can't find it, go up to your Spotlight, which is here. Spotlight search is the little magnifying glass, and then just type in QuickTime Player and it'll go ahead and pull it up for you. And then you can add it to your dock if it's something that you think that you would use often, as I do. So I'm going to go ahead and, sorry for all the email notifications. I'm going to go ahead and, so when I do a screen record, I use all of these different options, but when I do a screen record, obviously new screen recording, right? So we're going to click on that. It's going to pull up this box here, and you can see as I'm talking, these little bars are moving, so I know that my audio is working. You can click this little drop down button here, and you can see here built-in microphone, internal mic. That's what you want to use. If you click on none, there will be no audio to your recording, and there may be times where that you may want to do that. And then you can show mouse clicks in recording or not. It doesn't really matter. I usually don't, but for the slideshow, I think I was going to do that. So those are your options there. Again, you can mute it here if you wanted to. So yeah, that's it. When I go about doing this, I'm going to go ahead and click the red button. And then you have to click this dialog box here. It also says drag to record part of the screen. So let's just say I only wanted to record a part of my screen, and I have used this feature. You just drag like that, and then it has this here, and then you can click to start recording. I might as well do that. And then it'll only record. And actually that doesn't make sense because you can't see what I'm editing, but it will just show within this box. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, that was kind of weird. So I'm going to right click, stop screen recording. Then what happens is it pulls up this. Now this is a little scary because you're like, well, I don't want to like X out of it because then what if it disappears? It won't disappear. So what happens is when you click to X out by hitting the red X, you can then title it and then save it to, I always save everything to my external hard drive because I don't have any space on my Mac anymore. So you can title it here. I'm not going to save that. I just want to show you guys real quick what it looks like if I don't use my that dragon, that specific area. I'm going to do new screen recording. Okay, I've got my box up here. I'm gonna press the red button. And then if I wanted to record my whole screen, which I usually do, I'm just gonna tap again to make that dialog box go away and to start the recording. Again, when I wanna finish my recording, I'll go down here to QuickTime and I can right click. I think I can also go here. Nope. There's another place. I usually just right click, but there's probably, yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Let me see if I can right click here. Nope, you actually do have to go down to the dock and right click on it and then stop screen recording. And again, it'll pull that up so you can either play it here and it'll actually show what I was doing. And then you can see, it's actually doing all this for me. I'm gonna pause it. And now if I wanted to save it, I can click the red X and then name it and then save it from there. So I'm not going to do that right now. And then what I do, I always do this. You guys don't have to do this, but I make a lot of mistakes and I sometimes ramble if you haven't been able to tell. So what I also do is I go into my iMovie and I will usually trim the clip or edit it. If I'm doing something time consuming like a clone job or just waiting on Photoshop. So when you're screen recording, a lot of times your other systems like Lightroom and Photoshop will be very slow, and you don't want your viewers to just be sitting there watching a pinwheel because they'll get annoyed with you. So what I can do in iMovie is I can trim the clips, I can edit out chunks of it, I can, let's see, what else do I do in iMovie? I can fast forward. So let's say I want you to see my clone job, but I don't want I don't want it to take super long. Then I'll just fast forward it. And so yeah, so that is how I do it. A lot of times in iMovie, I will add a header image, just a JPEG file that I create with a graphic that describes what the video is. That's kind of always nice, especially if you're posting it to YouTube or Instagram or whatever. You don't have to do that, but that's just kind of something you can add in iMovie. So to see more about how I do editing in iMovie, I am going to record a tutorial now showing you how I put together a slideshow for my clients. And so hopefully you'll pick up some good tips and tricks on how to use iMovie.